Okay, gotta log in here. Language arts course, right? Yes.
Okay, yeah, I am having to add your module in. It's going to take me just 1 second. While that's happening, make sure you're logged into the DVD.
It's already in progress, so this is language. Okay. Miscellaneous intensive reading class. Okay, now where's my language arts course? Because apparently it's not finding here, working this. Okay, wait, there we go.
Alright, students, I'm loading the module for your course in now. If you would please, once it's loaded, I'll let you know, and then you can hit refresh. And you'll see your bell mark posted there.
Cool.
Where? We'll be in the modules in just a second. I'm loading the module in now.
Yes. No. Okay. Okay, just allow it. I don't care. Here we go.
While that's loading, I want to go over your...
Teachers, pardon the interruption. This is for 5th grade teachers only. At 1:37, you need to go to the Glen Ridge PD on campus and join the student assembly. 6th grade teachers, at 1:37, please go to Glen Ridge PD on campus and join the student assembly.
Okay, so I want to go over your homework and some announcements. You should have gotten a message in your inbox from me this weekend.
Yeah.
It said to parents and guardians, but to you guys as well. Just go ahead and mute if your sound is on, because otherwise I'm going to be talking back at myself.
Cool.
You are going to get, gosh, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, you get one of those emails every week that goes over your homework. It goes over your homework and your assignment. So Mr. Black gave you an assignment for the IRR, and if you click on Canvas, on the modules at the very top of it, you will see the IRR. So I'd like you to do that now, and look at it, and make sure you understand what the assignment is.
Good.
Didn't Mr. Black resign?
No. So I've already talked about as much of the facts of that as I'm allowed to. At this
You're on the
time.
news.
So I know you may know something about it, but we're not going to talk about it in class. But as soon as there are facts to share with students, I will definitely share them with you. All right.
The thing is on Canvas?
Yes, if you click in modules, you're going to see the very top of the modules page. It says independent reading response due August 28th. So I'd like to go over that first. If you click on it, it's a text entry. And what you're going to do is you're going to go through and answer those questions for anything that you've been reading this week. So it should be based off of your home reading assignments, but if you don't have it based off of your, like if you haven't been doing any reading at home, then base it off of something for school for this week, and then you can do your home reading for after. And if you're having trouble finding something to read, if you'll let me know. Preston, I need you to put your nose inside your mouth.
There's just nothing there. Like that?
Alright, so I'm going to go to the public chat on the big blue button to make sure nobody has any questions about that homework assignment, which is due on Friday. As I'm opening up the public chat now for anyone who has a question about the homework assignment. All right, next I have a couple more announcements for you guys. The first one is that tomorrow you have an assessment. Now, it is going to be a quiz in Canvas, but it's not a quiz grade. And it is to go over the skills that you've been practicing with the article on the kidneys and the article on Alexa, basically finding the big ideas of the text. So we're going to practice with that a little bit more today, and then you have that quiz tomorrow. The quiz is not a quiz grade though, it's a classwork grade. You please put your nose in your mouth.
Me?
So Alex, yes, you're going to need to read a book, but it can also be nonfiction. You can read articles. It's whatever you want to read in your time off, the things that are interesting to you. Then you're going to choose one of them and answer those questions. All right, I'm going to assume at this time that nobody has any more questions about that. And I'm going to tell you the thing that's going to make you upset. We have iReady testing coming.
Oh my God.
You are going to need earbuds or headphones, or I can furnish you with a delightful pair of school headphones to use for the assessment. Those of you who are at home, you are also going to be doing the iReady assessment, and you have been, the school is requesting that you do, thank you, Austin. The school is going to have you be on camera for that assessment, so please make sure that you have cleared out a place where you're comfortable sharing your camera. So I know, for example, like in my office, all my husband's cluttery desk is there, and I don't like to film it, so I want people to see that. All right. So, iReady is going to be on the 31st, so you want to make sure you've got your earbuds, or you have to use a pair like this. You are not allowed to use AirPods on the assessment.
Wow. It's next week.
All right. Moving forward, if you look in the module that says Wednesday, or sorry, week 3 and the Monday, it is published now for you, and there's a bell work opportunity there. So click on the bell work. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there are a set of questions. You're going to answer 3 of those questions based off of the definition of the terms that are listed. I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that while I take attendance. If you have any questions, put them in the public chat. it again? Of course. You know the thing about the dots and all that? So do you know about the thing about the dots? Okay.
Is not a
Alright guys, I'm gonna call the roll. If you hear your name, it's because I marked you absent. I'm just verifying that you're here.
okay.
Alright, Adam Maurice. Chase is here. Chase, make sure you join the BBB, please. Let's see. Charles Shellman. Gabriel Ortiz. Isabella Irvin. Isaiah Rodriguez. Jonathan Alvarez. Preston is here. Preston, make sure you join the BBB section. Sebastian. Sebastian, join the BBB, please. Shania. Shania, please join the BBB. Sophie Rose. Sophie, do you have a sister? Oh. Is she here? Alright, Alex, I'm glad to hear that it loaded up and I've got attendance covered. So, can you just change your status to, oh. I got kicked out of the BBB. Alright, change your status to a thumbs up if you're done with the spell work, so I know if I need to give you a little bit more time. McKinley, you doing okay? Send me a private message and let me know what's going on. Alright, looks like you need another minute, so I'm going to give you until 11:48 to finish the bell work. not join with the audio because you're sitting right here, you don't need to be. Got it.
Hmm.
Yes. And also, if I don't see you, you can just say excuse me. It will not bother me. Alright, I wanted to show you the first book that we're going to be reading in case you like to write in there. You can buy yourself a copy. This is called The Last Book in the Universe, and it's actually pretty decent. I think it retails for about $8. You can get it pretty much any bookstore on Amazon if you want it. We have copies for you guys to use in school. It's just if you like to write in your book, because I do. And it's by, the guy has like the best name ever. His name is Rodman Silver. You can remember the author's name. So strange. So the spell work that you've been working on, go ahead and submit it, because we're going to move forward. Even if it's incomplete, just submit what you've turned in, what you have so far. And then we're going to be moving forward. This spell work is called WordGen, and it's a program that I like to use. It's based off of a research group called CERP, and they work with some Harvard researchers to help improve academic vocabulary for students. So the 5 words that you're working with this week, you see them on either side of the board. They're the ones from your bell work. And what you're trying to do is move those words from your passive vocabulary, words that you understand but don't use commonly, to your active vocabulary. So it's less about learning definitions than it is about pushing yourself to use the word. So I've asked your teachers that are your other Wizards team teachers to try and force those words this week, like to put questions that have them in them. And your job is to try and find times that you can use them. If you're given a question and you're responding it in like writing, does one of these words fit with it? So your goal is to try and use these words as much as possible, transform them into something that you understand, to something that you actively use to improve your writing. Are there any of these words that you want me to go over a little bit more? Okay. Now this program, every day we use the words in a different subject area. So today is Language Arts Day, and we're going to read a passage that uses the words. Tomorrow is Math Day, and then the day after that is Science Day. So yeah, I'm totally giving you math that'll work in Language Arts tomorrow. But for today, we're going to be looking at the passage. And while you're reading this passage for the first time, I want you to be thinking 2 things. First, do I understand the passage? Which I think you will. And second, which way do I feel about it? So each one of these is very controversial. They present 2 viewpoints, and you have to pick a side. And then at the end of the week, you do a debate on it. So this one is a little bit biased, this debate, because obviously this program supports discussion, because we're going to be doing discussion this week. But I want you to read it and see who has the better argument. You can find the article by clicking on module and going to the second, or the link there that says, should schools be a place for debate? I'm also going to share the big blue button screen, so you can follow along on that screen instead if you prefer. I'm reading from my math. I'm going to do the best I can to not be super muffled, but please follow along. In room 207, Mr. Smith is teaching his students about the civil rights movement. He asks the students questions such as, who were the freedom riders? What year was the Montgomery bus boycott? It is easy for students to find the answers in their textbooks. Mr. Smith tells the students whether they are right or wrong. On Friday, they will have a quiz about these facts. In room 209, Ms. Miles is also teaching about the civil rights movement. She asks her students, is peaceful protest the best way to make things change for the better? The students have a debate. Some think Martin Luther King Jr. was right to tell protesters to avoid violence. Others believe that sometimes violence is necessary when people will not listen to reason. They ask Ms. Miles for the right answer, but she says there is no right answer. Some people believe that kids in school should only learn about facts. These people think students should get information from their textbooks or teachers and memorize it. That way, some argue, all students will learn the same things and they will be able to do well on tests. Other people think debates can be hard because there are no right answers. Sometimes everybody learns different things from a debate. This makes it hard for teachers to give a test to find out what students have learned. Debates also take a lot of time. Teachers who have debates may not be able to cover as many topics in class. Then students may not learn all the facts in the textbook. However, debates may help students understand why the facts they learn in school are important. We live in a democracy where everyone needs to know how to form and justify opinions in order to work together to make decisions. Young people will not always have a teacher or a textbook to give the right answers, so students need to learn to think for themselves. Each person has a unique perspective defined by his or her knowledge, experience, and attitudes. Even teachers and textbook authors have their own perspectives. Through a classroom debate, students share their classmates' opinions. Students justify their opinions with evidence from texts and from their own experiences. Sometimes hearing from classmates who disagree with them makes students learn about their own biases and understand the problem in their life. Hearing classmates' perspectives during debate helps students understand the complexity of human relations. Whether it is better to have teachers teach from the text or to have students engage in debates is a continuing issue in education. What do you think? Should students learn only facts in school, or should debates be an important part of their education? So I'm going to pop you a survey. And A is going to be schools should focus more on facts. B is going to be schools should focus more on debates. And I'm putting that in the public chat. And then I'm going to give you the poll. Alright. So there's no like best answer. Just pick the one that you think is best for you. Deanna, do you see the poll? It's in the BBB. Oh, okay. Alright, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can show the results to you. So it's a 60-40 split. I look forward to seeing how it's going to break down when we actually do our debate on Thursday. Okay. So your goal this week is to try to use those words as much as possible. Any questions about spell work? All right, let's move forward. All right, next question is going to be, do you have any of these things in your house? Any one of them. You don't have to have all of them. Do you have an Echo Dot, a Fire Stick, an Android phone, or a Google Home? Or, I don't remember what the Facebook one is called, but you know the Facebook one, the portal? Do you have any of those in your house? So here are the results. So like the big majority of students have one of those items at home. And this article that we've been reading about at Amazon's Alexa, did it make you think about, oh my goodness, those things are listening all the time? Do you already know that? We've been reading an article called Amazon's Alexa could be listening to our conversation.
Oh.
And I know it's true because I'll be talking to my mom about something on the phone, and the next time I open up any sort of ad, it's like advertising that product to me. Does that ever happen to you?
Yes.
It happens to me all the time. So my husband has one of those Google Home things, and I keep unplugging it and hiding it in the garage because I don't want it listening to us all the time. This article is about the devices, whether or not they're listening, and what people feel about it, because this is also a controversial and debatable topic. And you've been reading through this to process central idea. And you actually have your assessment tomorrow on that. And being able to read for the main point is very important. Guys, can you stop talking over there, please? Thank you. do today is we're gonna go through this Alexa passage, and I would like to know from you how you wanna do this. So I'm not really clear on how far Mr. Black has gotten with this activity for you guys. And I need to know. So A is, I'm ready to go over the answers. B is, I need step-by-step help.